Welcome to the Deadlifts and Pizza podcast, where we discuss no BS fitness and nutrition.
We're your hosts. I'm Laura.
And I'm Jamie.
Let's get into it.
Hi. I have a what would you do situation. I was literally curious. I was thinking about you. I was like, what would Laura do? Because you're the only one I can think of that's as serious about their nutrition as I am.
Okay.
If not more so, right?
Yeah.
So, which is weird because who's more serious about their nutrition than me? You are. We went camping over the weekend.
Okay.
Well, we went to El Paso. So we went camping one night on the way to El Paso, San Antonio to El Paso. And then we camped one night and then we picked up from there and continued to El Paso. And the story is about what Jaime ate. Okay. This is what Jaime ate while camping. It doesn't matter what everybody else ate. What Jaime ate is what the story is about. So the night we went camping, we wanted to bring minimal provisions, right? Because we were going 2 hours to the campsite and then the next day, 6 hours to El Paso. So we really want to have, it was only one night. We don't want to have a cooler full of ice and like perishables. And we didn't feel like doing all of that, right? So we brought frozen bratwurst that we had from our Oktoberfest. What are you laughing at?
Sometimes when people say things, I'm like, that's not a word I would use. We wanted to bring minimal provisions.
Oh. What would you have said?
I don't know.
Minimal provisions.
I'm not good with my words like you are. Okay, keep going.
See? It's the type of language people who are good with their words use.
Yes. And I'm like, whoa, that's a word.
Yep. I'll try to use more of those in my story. Minimal provision. So we brought frozen bratwurst that we had from an Oktoberfest, and we had frozen buns too. So we're like, perfect. We're just going to throw like the pack of frozen buns, the pack of frozen bratwurst.
Who doesn't like frozen buns?
Who doesn't? I mean, they would be thawed, but it was great. It was perfect for camping. Stick them on a stick. You put them over the fire. Like it's very low fuss.
Okay.
We had enough for everybody. We brought a couple condiments. And then the other random thing that we happened to have was cans of peas and carrots from Germany. When we would camp in Germany, they were literally 5 years old, cans of peas and carrots.
Are they expired?
Theoretically, they were expired. Like, according to the label, but that's not an expiration date. That's a sell-by date. That's like, we can't legally keep this on the shelf past this date, but we're not necessarily telling you what's on the inside. So I feel like it's fine. It was fine, by the way. We opened them up, sniffed them, set them on the fire, took a bite. All good. They tasted great.
Yeah, you're the person who leaves soup out for hours and hours and then like eats it later.
See, yeah, it's fine.
You're fine.
It's fine. Everything was fine. So we had brats and 5-year-old peas and carrots on the grill, which is fine. Brats, it's like, all right, in my mind, I'm like, low fiber buns. The brats are high fat, low protein. It's fine. It's not a big deal. I was really enjoyed it. I didn't care about nutrition that night. Just had a good time. Unlimited s'mores. It was great. Woke up in the morning. We had a little bit of oatmeal. I brought like those little oatmeal packets. We had just happened to have some of those instant oatmeal packets, and we brought eggs. That was like the only perishable really that we brought other than the brats. So we made some eggs. We had some oatmeal. We had a great day. We went to the river. We paddle boarded. My husband went and got barbecue for lunch because we were kind of already headed on our way to El Paso. So we got barbecue. He brought back really fatty brisket, mac and cheese, and some ribs. And again, it wasn't like what I really wanted nutritionally, but I knew that was lunch the following day. I knew that once we really got on the road to El Paso, what we normally do is we stop in this one town where there's a Walmart, and I usually go in and get like my go-to is a bag salad with the tuna mixed in, right? So I was like, all right, it's fine. It's no big deal. So we get into that town, we hit the road, whatever. We get into that town. By this time, it's like dinner time. So our dinner is going to be like Walmart. But my husband didn't want to go to Walmart. He feels like it takes up so much time. It takes up he thinks we spend more money than we need to. And he said it in a way like that I instantly got like, do you ever like get kind of pissed at your spouse, but instead of communicating what you're upset about, you just go silent? Like, I don't know why. Because most of the time I'm very verbal. I'm like, no, F you, take me to Walmart. Like, go do what you need to do, but take me to Walmart. They wanted to go to McDonald's. And I should have been like, F that. I can't. I won't, take me to Walmart. But I didn't. I was just quiet because I like internalized my pissed offness. So nobody knew. So everybody went to McDonald's. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to prove this guy wrong. I'm going to get one of their shitty ass salads. It's like iceberg lettuce and a tomato. It's going to be like $8. Whereas I could have gone to the Walmart, gotten a bag salad for $4, way more nutritious. Scanned the freaking menu at McDonald's. They don't have salads anymore. they don't, and I don't know if it's just the one that I was at, but no salads, nothing even grilled was on the menu. No grilled, everything was fried, everything, or a burger. And I was at the point where I was like, I can't keep eating. I can't keep eating. And it wasn't about calories. It wasn't about, it was like the quality of I just can't. I don't mind eating junk food. I don't mind overeating calories, but I need to balance it with like vegetables and fruit and lean proteins. It's just what I crave. I couldn't do it. I ended up not ordering anything. I was like, it's fine. I'll wait till we get to like El Paso. And then even as we were pulling away from McDonald's, my husband was like, do you want to stop at Walmart? And again, I was internalizing my piss and I was like, no, I'll wait. Like I was being, I don't know what's wrong with me. I was like, no, I'm good. Y'all don't care about me and my nutrition. Whatever. I'll be fine. Like, but I didn't tell anybody this. So I'm the problem. I recognize I'm the problem in this scenario.
Communication is so important.
Oh my God. And usually I'm really, really good, but I just went internal. I was just sitting there like stone cold. I was like, nope, I'm good. So I sat there and I had nothing to eat. I was starving. I barely even ate the lunch because the brisket was so fatty. I had some of the mac and cheese. Like I was just like, oh my God. And in my mind, I'm like, as soon as we get to El Paso, it's going to be like 9 p.m. So I'm not even going to eat dinner. I'm going to run to the Walmart and go get my stupid salad. And, but like halfway through at that point, so we had like 3 or 4 hours left, I think, after that stop. And halfway through that stop, my husband was like, oh, we need to, like, the kids and I need to use the bathroom. We're going to stop at this gas station. So in my mind, I'm like, thank God. I'm going to get some overpriced cheese sticks, a $2 banana. Like I'm going to get, you know what I mean? I was going to get some from the fresh food area. It was one of those crappy gas stations that it doesn't have any like cold food. It was all, and I was literally in tears. I was like holding back tears. I got a Fairlife like protein shake and a pack of almonds. And I was like walking to the front register and I'm like literally like my jaw's quivering and Donovan's looking at me going, what's wrong with you? Like, are you okay? I was like, I'm really hungry. And I started like crying and he takes my stuff and he goes, just go to the car. So I go to the car. I'm like wiping my tears. I'm trying to get that pissed off look on my face again. He buys my stupid almonds and I sat in the car and ate that stupid, I didn't even want it. And I was just like so upset. And then we finally got to El Paso at like 9:30 p.m. And my, you remember I told you my brother-in-law has like a meal prep company?
Uh-huh.
My father-in-law, who we ended up staying with that night, just happened to have a meal prep meal in his fridge because they usually don't eat like that at all. And it happened to be rice and fish and asparagus. And I was like, that's exactly what I want right now. I devoured it at like 10 p.m. It was so good. But I was just thinking and I was like, what? And I was telling my best friend about this too, because I was like, because she's vegan, so she can at least kind of identify with the idea of just like, I'm not, this isn't my food. I'm not going to eat here. Like, I'm not going to eat this. Like, what would you have done? It was probably go to Walmart. You would probably would have communicated and gone to Walmart, right?
Oh yeah, I would have been like, yeah, no. Well, no. I mean, I'm also like,
don't want to bother.
The
you don't
people
want to
pleaser, right? So if he was like, I don't want to go to Walmart, and I would be like, okay, you guys can go to McDonald's, and then I would be like, yeah, no, I don't want anything. Like I understand that feeling of, because same thing for me. It's not about the calories. It's not about putting on weight. It's that it makes me feel like crap, and I don't want to feel like crap forever, and I can't eat like crap forever. I can only tolerate so much of it, and then I'm like, I'm done. Right?
Yeah.
I need a pepper right now.
A pepper, just one. Give me a bell pepper.
Bell peppers are so nutritious, and the water in them, they're just very like refreshing, right?
It's kind of like slightly sweet.
Yes, they're like one of the most perfect foods.
Do you like green bell peppers?
I don't like them as much as the other ones, but I will eat them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I like the red and the yellow ones.
Yeah. Do you like the orange?
Yes.
Okay.
And from the CSA, sometimes we get purple ones.
What? Are they sweet?
Yeah.
Or are they more?
They're a little bit. Ones? Yeah, they're more like the green ones. They don't have a very strong taste. I don't know. Caleb likes them because they're different. I actually don't like them as much, but I eat them because I'm like, well, they're purple, so they probably have different nutrients than the other ones do. So I'm getting something special here.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would have. I don't usually do the thing where I'm quiet and I'm pissed inside and I don't say anything.
Laura, you're so hungry. Like, you're so hungry too.
But that's why you would communicate it, though.
But you said you probably wouldn't communicate. So would you sit there For the ride? Would you have done what I did, but without the piston side? You would have just waited and been so hungry?
I would definitely wouldn't have eaten at McDonald's if I was already feeling like crap. I I I don't know. I think I
Yeah.
would have communicated more.
Oh, you would have. You just said that you probably would be the one that would just sit there and say no. Because my friend, she was like, yeah, it's definitely your fault. I mean, even when he was like, after McDonald's, he was like, do you want to swing by Walmart? And I was like, no. Like,
Oh
I had
no,
so
like
much
then I
regret
would have
about
been like,
that
yes,
statement.
please.
I
I
had
would
so
have
much
been like,
regret
yes,
about
can
that.
we?
On the way back too, we stop in that town because it's like the only town in between, right? So we always stopped in straight in the middle. On the way back, we stopped in Fort Stockton. He's like, "Where do you want to eat?" I was like, "I'm going to Walmart." I was like, "You can drop me off at Walmart, and y'all can go get whatever you want, but take my ass to Walmart. That's all
Yeah.
I want is like regular food, please."
But
But
I mean I can that situation probably wouldn't happen very often with me because usually it's him saying to me, "What do you want to do?" He's
yeah,
not the kind that's like, "We're not going to go this place because I don't want to."
you know what's funny too? I got kind of like I was like I should have been taking pictures and like video documenting because one of his arguments about Walmart, he's like, we spend $50, maybe more, and you guys are perusing, picking up all your stuff. So we waste like 30 to 45 minutes. So he's very much like when he's on the road, he wants to like get food and go. He just wants to like not take too much time. And so I get that perspective. So the time, okay, whatever. You went on that one because McDonald's is quick. But with the money, I'm like, yeah, but we get like a bag of apples and the apples last us while we're still in El Paso. We get the single packs of yogurt. So they each have one in the car and then we still have more. Like we get food that kind of like lasts longer. And I actually don't think it's that much money. So we checked out three, my husband and two kids got food at Walmart. I mean, no, at McDonald's. And it was 27 something was the bill, like $27. On the way back, when we stopped at Walmart, we all ate. I got a bag salad with the tuna to add in it. I got a pack of cheese sticks. We got Rice Krispies Rice Krispie treats. They have like the Walmart where they're really good. So that was like the fun thing. The kids each got like a healthy lunchable, quote unquote. We got apples. We got some chips. We got something else. My husband got bread and deli meat and cheese to make a sandwich, and our bill was like $30. I was like,
Yeah.
I wish I had the receipts and everything. I was like, we got more food, more nutrition. All four of us ate, and we have leftover food for $30 versus 27 at McDonald's. So don't tell me it's more money.
Yeah, no, fast food has gotten ridiculously
It's so
expensive.
expensive.
Caleb likes Burger King, and it's like if him and Wayne just get food, it's like $20. I never eat it, so it's not me. It's like $20, and that's with like not even. I don't know. I'm like, how is it that much money?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we're in New
it's
York.
crazy.
Prices are a little bit more here generally, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's
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 insane. Well, we
yeah,
stopped at to one of the places we stopped at the trip too was Chick-fil-A. I told the kids, I was like, this is not, you better, this is a, get it over with now because we're not doing this again, like this
yeah.
multiple fast food. But yeah, we did
We're not.
Chick-fil-A because my
We
my
don't have
daughter's
that.
been seeing commercials of Chick-fil-A. So now she thinks she's like, I need to get Chick-fil-A because they have mac and cheese and we need to go to a Chick-fil-A. I'm like, you're so funny because we just, I don't know, we don't normally eat that stuff.
Yeah,
Anyway, so I did get like Chick-fil-A, but even just the sandwich alone was like 6.50 for like a crispy chicken sandwich.
yeah.
I was
It's
just,
expensive. I
it's
mean, we don't have
crazy.
a Chick-fil-A, but just in
You don't
general
have a
fast
Chick
food.
fil A in New York? I feel like that fits. Oh, not in New York, just in your town. I'm sure
In
New
my
York has
town,
Chick fil A's. The state of
even
New York.
that, like, I don't think there was any near us. There might have just been one put in like the capital region, but yeah, no, we
Mm.
don't have that around here.
Hmm.
Um, I was gonna say something. Oh, I get the point though of like I don't want to stop at Walmart if it's gonna take us forever to do that. I get that point, and I might even have been the one that's like I don't feel like it, and I would have been like the one sabotaging myself. So another option I think is instead of stopping at a McDonald's, like I might have wanted to go to a Subway or something like that, where that doesn't really bother my stomach the same way,
Mm. Yeah.
where it's like a compromise.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, the thing was though, is that what we usually do with Walmart, and now especially we have the dogs, Donovan will drop off me and the kids at Walmart, and while we're doing the rounds, and we know what we grab, so it's relatively quick if we don't peruse, and he goes and gets gas and walks the dogs to pee. And by the time we're done, we meet together. Whereas at McDonald's, we ended up all going to McDonald's, and then we all had to walk the dogs, and then we still had to all go get gas. So I would even argue that the time, like I was like, we have a routine with the Walmart though. Like we've already figured this all out. You're messing me up. Cause
Speaking of food, the one woman that I train in person, she loves to bring me food.
Really?
She's Italian, and that's what they
do.
So she made this soup, and she's like, it's all natural, right? But it had like it's
all
made
natural
with like
mean? It was made
like
with
kielbasa and like sausage and ham and other things in there. And I was like, oh, thanks. And so for dinner, I made it, but I also had leftover soup. So I had a bowl of the soup that I had made. And then I'm like, I'm going to have at least a bowl of this so that I can say that I ate it. And then Wayne can have some. But I can't eat that stuff. I cannot eat like that. I felt like crap as soon as I ate it. I don't do well with really fatty meats. And like when they do studies and they'll say people who eat meat have the higher risks of cancer and higher risks of that. I'm always wondering, what meat are you eating? Because are you eating steak or are you eating sausage? Are you eating
you can like
chicken
feel the cancer
or bacon? Yeah, I can feel it.
I can feel the cancer risk elevating while I'm eating this.
So much fat in this and so greasy, I can't handle it. And I don't even like it.
Well, it is processed meats are definitely like linked to cancer.
Yeah. So that's what always makes me wonder, like, are you eating whole food? Like, are you eating processed meat or are you eating chicken? Yeah.
Right. My mom sent me an article this morning and was like, have you heard this yet? Whenever you get that, you're like, oh, have you heard this, like this news? Right.
Yeah.
And it was an article by Consumer Reports that said like, the high amount of lead in protein powders. And it was like, we tested 23 protein powders and came back with high levels of lead. And some of them had more lead than is safe to have exposure to in a day, just in one serving of like the protein powder. And I was like, I was in the middle of a workout. So I was like, I'll look into this later. I was like, but what I will say is that supplements in general are completely unregulated. Like it could be like powdered milk in the container and it says like whey protein and it's not. Like they can put in whatever. I was like, unless it's third party tested. And even then, it depends on how it's third party tested. But my chances are that these 23 protein powders that had all this lead were probably not like high quality brands that are third party tested. Because she was like, well, I take this Vital Proteins collagen protein powder every morning and I'm wondering if I should stop. I said, I'm pretty sure Vital Proteins is one of the ones that does third party testing. And I said, take a picture of the thing. And she did. And it has a little label. I was like, yeah, like those ones are not going to be the ones that are tested in there.
Yeah. And normally one of the things they test for is to see if it has heavy metals and things in it. Yeah. But you can get that in just any food, like in the soil, there's stuff. And so you eat regular, like just whole foods, you're going to have heavy metals in it too.
Yeah. Smaller amounts though, obviously, if it's like, but I don't know. It's hard because it's like, no, articles should be put out. It's not that they shouldn't be put out, but it's also these alarming headlines a lot of times are.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know for people who don't. Up. Yeah. Like, oh, I have to stop drinking protein powder because I read it's like, well, I don't know. It's, yeah. But when I reiterated, I was like, I always say, try to get it through Whole Foods first. If you just stick to Whole Foods and claim ignorance on everything else, then you'll be fine.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of my mom, that's actually a good transition. My mom is 60. Oh God, I never remember her age. I want to say she's like 63, something like that. Low to mid 60s. And she is one of those classic ones where every single time we are together over the last 5 to 10 years, she asks me to show her how to strength train, show her some moves, and then never does them after. Right?
Oh yeah.
Every single time. And every single time she comes to my house, oh, can we work out? Can you show me some of those things you do? And she'll put her arms up in the air like she's overhead pressing. Yes, Mom, I've shown you all these things before. Like, let's go do it again. But this last time that she came, something changed in her mindset because she's been consistent. She even called me from the gym to check her form on overhead presses the other day. Like she's been doing them 2 to 3 times a week. I gave her a very simple, like 4 exercise routine, and she just repeats it 2 to 3 times a week. And she's actually at the point where she's consistent enough. She's ready for more variety. She's like, are there other things I can do? I'm like, yeah, actually, there's tons of other things you can do. I just don't want to overwhelm you. But she called me when she called me about the overhead press on videos, she told me, I fell getting out of the shower the other day, and it wasn't an old person fall. It was like I legitimately just slipped. But the way that I landed, it kind of hurt my back, and it's still a little bit sore, like the way I landed on my hip. And she said it was just one of those reminders that, like, I need to make sure, because a fall like that could break a bone. It could take her out, like, in years down the road. She's like, it just reminded me how important this goal of strengthening my bones and strengthening my muscles is. And so I really want to. And, she asked me again, I'm curious your answer. Actually, I already know your answer. She said, and she's asked me this before, she doesn't remember, and that's okay. She said, what's the best exercise I can do to strengthen my back? I said, are we talking about your lower back, your upper back? She said, like my mid to lower back, like the best exercises I can do. What do you think I told her?
Deadlifts?
Yeah. I was like, you need to be hinging. Yeah. I was like, you don't need to do a deadlift like when you think of but you should be doing that movement. But the thing is, she told me when she came the last time and she asked me to show her those exercises, she's like, the one thing I don't want to do is those deadlift things. I know you taught me how to do them. I did Romanian deadlift. She said, I know you showed me how to do them, but I'm just too scared to do them with my back. I don't want to risk anything. That's the one thing I don't want to do. So then when she called me and she was like, what's the best thing I can do? I was like, the one thing you don't want to do. I'm telling you. Like, there's other things you can do to activate those muscles, but a hinge pattern standing hinge is going to be the best thing you can do for those muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a pop quiz. What exercise? I'm like, deadlift?
Yeah. Is that what you'd say? Can you think of other exercises that would be good for the lower back muscles? Maybe like a Superman?
Deadlift is great. Yeah. Like, you can do things like that, but it's not going to, it's so really hard to progressive overload after a while.
Yeah. It's also the way that I can't like overemphasize this enough. You can do singular things, like you could progressively overload a Superman and stuff and technically like activate and target those muscles in that exercise, or maybe there's some others I can think of as well.
Like
but the way that you hinge and you learn how to send your hips back instead of bending over, the way that you learn how to brace your core, those are as important, if not maybe even more, than strengthening the actual muscles, because those are the movements you're going to do in your everyday life that are going to end up hurting your back.
Yeah.
So if you learn how to do those things, that's going to be the best protection you have.
Have her do a Jefferson curl and see what she thinks about that.
Yeah, not going to do that one. I should show her that. Next time, you know what I should do is next time she comes, I should just show her a bunch of exercises that look like that. Be like, yeah, you should do this, this, this. And she'll get so freaked out that it'll make an RDL look really safe and good. That would be funny.
Sorry, I make so much noise because I can't sit still.
All right, what you got?
I wanted to go a little deeper into glutathione, because I'm a nerd and I like this stuff and it's interesting to me. I don't know if it's interesting to other people, but this is like, learning this stuff is why I eat healthy, because when I learn about why I'm supposed to do this and what it's going to do for me, I'm more likely to do it. Like, if you say like, broccoli is good for you, but why? Why is it good for me? Like, what is it actually doing for me? How is it going to help me? So if I know the why, I'm more likely to want to do it. So I'm like a nerd in that I like to learn about all of this stuff. And so I talked about glutathione on a couple podcasts ago, but I didn't go into a deep dive into it. And I researched more since then. So, but it's still, like last time, this is me explaining it in a way that I understand. I might get some of the little details wrong, but the main picture is going to be correct, and like the action points or whatever you want to say. So like I said on the other podcast,
we were talking about autism.
Autism, right? So glutathione is your body's master antioxidant, right? So everyone knows antioxidants are important, but I don't know if they actually know why. Same thing. Mm-hmm. Like, what do they do? You hear antioxidants and you're like, oh, that's something good, but what does it actually do? So it neutralizes free radicals in your body. So free radicals are unstable molecules that can cause cellular damage and oxidative stress. So these molecules are unstable because they're usually missing an electron, right? So they are bouncing around, wreaking havoc and causing problems and damaging your cells, right?
How do they get in you? Are they already there, or are they?
Different things that you do can cause them for this to happen. Like, so different things that you do can cause free radicals, like even like, I think exercise, like even good things you do can sometimes cause this. So you want to like limit it as much as possible and fight it with other things, right? So antioxidants can help give these molecules that missing electron that it needs so that it becomes neutral and stable. So if you remember from chemistry, electrons are like negatively charged, protons are positively charged. So if you are missing one, you're going to be, you need to have that electron back to be in that neutral position.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
No, you don't remember that?
But thanks for assuming that I would.
Yeah. So okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just know that they need that, and antioxidants give it to them so that they are they're no longer causing damage. Anyway, so that's what glutathione is, like your master antioxidant. And there's other nutrients that do the same thing, like vitamin C, vitamin E, selenium. All of these are important in that whole process of stopping free radicals and everything. It also helps with detoxification and getting heavy metals and pesticides and all these other things out of your body. It's important for immune function and balance. So they've seen at low levels in people with autoimmune diseases and people who have like chronic inflammation and other chronic sick, I don't know, what do you want to call it? Chronic illnesses. There we go. There's the
Would
word.
they be like immunocompromised people, or like autoimmune?
Yeah, autoimmune people. Yep.
Yeah,
They notice low levels, so it's important for like balancing your immune system too. It helps with DNA repair. Low levels are linked to neurodegenerative diseases like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and MS. It helps protect neurons in mitochondria from damage. So same thing though, the mitochondria. Do you remember mitochondria from chemistry class?
I remember the word.
It's the powerhouse of the cell. Okay. So it's important for energy and everything. And it also can help support healthy mood and focus. So it does a lot of things. It's very important. Just know that it's very, very important, and also can help with, because so when your cells are your building blocks, right, of your body, and very important to keep your cells healthy. If your cells are healthy, you're going to be healthy, right? So if you have liver disease or something like that, most likely the cells in your liver are not functioning properly or are not, healthy, right? So keeping your cells healthy is going to keep you healthy. It's also going to keep you younger. If you want to look younger and feel younger, it's important to have those cells be healthy. So this is that's the other thing the antioxidants are going to do, right? So it's going to help you stay younger, be healthy, all that good stuff. Any questions? Any questions from any of that?
Was that it?
Yeah, well, no, I got more to talk about.
No.
Make sure,
I was
take a pause. If I explained it okay.
Okay, no, I'm there.
My brain, I'm all over the place right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do we get glutathione, right? Because we talked about that last time, and I'm like, I think vitamin C, but I don't really remember. So it's actually made, I didn't know this, so it's actually made of glutamine, cysteine, and glycine, which are 3 amino acids. So it's actually made from amino acids, but cysteine seems to be the most important one because it's the rate limiting factor. So if you don't have enough of that, you're not going to make any more. And sulfur gives the structure to cysteine, so it also helps you make more cysteine. So eating sulfur rich foods can also help you make more glutathione, and the sulfur is what is going to be given, like that's what's going to help it give the free radicals the electron that they need.
Look at me.
Yes, you got it. So sulfur is in cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower,
Cabbage.
Brussels sprouts. Yeah, same thing. All that stuff. And it's also in, what is that family? The like the onion and garlic family,
Oh
whatever that's
yeah.
called.
I don't remember.
Allium. I don't know what it is. So it's in that family of vegetables. Kale, asparagus, and it's also in eggs and other meats and things. So all those vegetables can be very helpful to get that sulfur in. The next thing that's important is selenium. So selenium is going to help activate the glutathione so it can actually work. Don't know exactly how, but that's what it does. So foods that have selenium, like fish, seafood, tin meat. One of the best sources though is Brazil nuts. One Brazil nut is like enough of the selenium that you need for the day.
Interesting.
Yeah. I love Brazil nuts, by the way. Do you like Brazil nuts? They're my favorite of all the
They're
nuts.
big, right?
They are. Like when you get like a bag of nuts, do you ever get those around this time of year?
Like mixed nuts?
Yeah, that you have to crack
Oh,
yourself.
yeah.
Brazil
It's
nuts
been
have
a
always
long
been my
time.
favorite. But
Interesting.
anyway, yeah.
Give
So
everybody a daily Brazil nut.
yeah, seriously, so I started making Jules pops. This is before I researched this because I remember she needed sulfur and I remember she needed selenium and I remember she needed these things, but I didn't know why. But now I do. But I was making her pops and she's been eating them every day. And so I add cauliflower to them because you can't really taste that compared to like if I put broccoli or Brussels sprouts in there or something,
Yeah.
right? So I put cauliflower in there and I also put in one Brazil nut. And
That's so cool.
she usually eats almost all of them in a day. It depends on the day how much she's going to get of it, but yeah. So
Almost all of the pops?
Yeah, I'll make
Dang.
like a whole shake and put them into like it makes like I don't know, there might be like 7 in one of those things, so like at least 21 little mini pops, and
Dang.
she'll just keep coming back for more. Yeah, she loves them. So
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And I put other stuff in there, making sure she's getting all these nutrients that she's probably missing and needs and whatever.
That's so good.
Yeah. I try to be a good mama.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's selenium. And then you also need vitamin C to like recycle it. So it's going to help the glutathione recycle after it's used, giving that electron away, all of that. And then B vitamins also help in making and recycling it too. So like that's probably why low folate would be a problem. But all of the B vitamins are important for that. I think that's all I got on it so far.
So those are all like normal processes that, if you're eating a relatively varied diet, it's going to kind of take care of itself. But in somebody like Jules or somebody who has really low glutathione, is it that because it sounds like your body makes it?
It does. Yeah.
You don't just have it?
So it's in food, but when you eat it from food, you don't really get a lot of it. So you pretty much have to make it.
So how can somebody be low in glutathione? Is it that their body just for whatever reason doesn't make it as efficiently as other people?
So she might not be recycling it as efficiently or making it as efficiently. So she might be missing some of these nutrients. Like for example, if she's missing folate, it could be messing up the whole thing, right? That's why when I say like how important it is to eat whole foods and not just take like a vitamin or whatever, it's because it's not just like this one vitamin does this one thing. They all work together and you need this like wide array of nutrients. And if you're just taking this one nutrient because you know it does this one thing, you're missing out on so many things than if you ate something like a pepper, right?
Right. But like, I guess I'm trying to fit like, so, but what is unique about maybe people with autism that they can't make glutathione? You know what I mean? Like, what's the difference between like if I just got low nutrients versus if she just got low nutrients? Like, what makes her specifically? Not what is it, but do you know what I'm saying? Am I making myself clear? Because a specific thing is that is not being able or not having enough glutathione. Isn't that like a thing?
It's common in kids with autism that they have
but
low
it can't
glutathione.
just be from low nutrients.
No. So it could be from a bunch of different things. So there's different things that can cause you to have low glutathione, like stress and lack of sleep, and like there's a whole host of things. Like anything that you think of as like maybe not unhealthy, that is kind of unhealthy, can cause your glutathione to go down, right? If like toxic, eating a lot of foods that you need to get out, like Tylenol, for example, can lower your glutathione, like things that like that can make it lower. So it could be something wrong with her, something that's not functioning right in her uh body, like the autoimmune, it could be an autoimmune thing, something like that. Yeah.
So by supplementing, making sure that all of the nutrients that are needed to make glutathione, by supplementing with all of those, or not supplementing, but making sure that she's getting all of those, it's not necessarily fixing the problem. It's more so giving her body enough supports that she has everything, because she's already inefficient at
Yeah.
making glutathione for whatever reason, right? Like there is
Yeah.
some kind of unique inefficiency going on. And you're
Yes.
trying to give all of the nutrients and supports to counterbalance that a little bit, so that at
Yeah.
least low nutrient density isn't a cause of it.
Yeah, like so I'm thinking like, one, like what I was saying, one of the theories of what can trigger autism is some kind of big immune response, right? Like a big
Mm-hmm.
immune response can lower your glutathione. So that could be like starting
Mm-hmm.
a process
Mm-hmm.
of that. There could be lots of things happening that is making it where it needs to be used more, or that it's just not efficient in making it. And if she's low in like if she doesn't have any folate in her system, then she's not going to be able to, I forgot what the folate does. I don't know if that helps recycle it, or if that helps do something with that too. So just missing that one nutrient can
Throw
screw
it
the
all
whole
up.
thing up. Yeah.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Hmm.
Well, thanks for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've
So
been down some rabbit holes.
I am, and I'll probably know more later. I'm just making stuff up. So no.
Oh, that was all made up?
No. If you ask me a question, I'm like, this is what I think. This is how I am understanding it. But yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of information.
Okay.
I don't know. I was trying to think of a crossover here. Where were we? We were somewhere where there was like a TV on. There's like, I don't know, you're at a restaurant, or you're at someplace where there was just like a TV on, and it was a commercial, and there was a person. The person in the commercial was staring up at a pull-up bar, and then it had like a text over top of the screen that looked like somebody was typing. So the text was being typed over the screen.
Is this the ChatGPT commercial?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that.
It was like, how can I want to be able to do a pull-up. How can I do a pull-up? And
Yeah.
ChatGPT was like, some great compliment. Here's your exact routine to do a pull-up. And then it showed
Yeah.
him like jumping up and doing pull-ups. And I pointed at the thing, oh, that's my job. This is my job right there on the screen. I just was like, oh my goodness. And now I know, obviously, like, again, like I'm very, very aware that my job is way more than just information. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's not just
Yeah.
about information giving, but it's just,
No.
wow, it's wild.
And it's ChatGPT is most likely going to get better, but like when you ask it some things like that, it doesn't always give you the best routine.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't
Yeah.
always give you the best answer. I've had to
Yeah.
correct it sometimes, and it's like, you're right, and then it overcorrects and goes in another direction. I'm like, never mind.
Yeah. I've had that happen too. Where I'll be like, it'll be like XYZ. And I'll be like, but I thought ABC. And it'll be like, you're so right. ABC is the real answer. And I'm like, yeah, but you said this about XYZ. It'd be like,
Yeah.
well.
And then you're just confused. Yeah.
Well, I heard something recently about how ChatGPT's main like message or whatever, like the way it's programmed, is to please the user. It's
Mhm.
similar to social media in its design, and it wants to keep you on it. And
Yeah.
the best way to keep you on it is by, it's all like, heavy with compliments, telling you that you're right. And so a lot of the information it gives will be accurate if it's pulling from accurate sources. But a lot of times, if its main aim is to please, it will cherry pick. Like ChatGPT will, if you're like, but this is true. Like this wild thing that's actually not true is actually what I believe to be true. And it will go and be like, oh, you're so right. And it will find the information that matches your bias.
Like it agrees with me on politics because it's my ChatGPT.
Yeah, mine agrees with me. See, it's like totally, yeah,
Yeah. So
fascinating.
it's not very trustworthy in that way.
Mm-hmm.
It can be helpful with a lot of things, though.
Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah,
definitely can. I have a couple of questions. You want to do those to wrap it up?
sure. I had one other topic that I just remembered, but
Sure.
we can do your questions, or do you want to do the topic?
Let's end with the questions. Yeah.
Okay.
What's your topic?
I guess let me ask you the question. Like, if
Mm.
you had, like, it doesn't matter about money, it doesn't matter about, like, what would be your dream business to have? Is it like what you're doing right now, or would it be anything else?
Huh. Like if money weren't an issue or an object at
Mm-hmm.
all.
And you were just doing something that you're like, I would really love to do that, and it could be in the same thing you're doing now, but just maybe slightly different or whatever.
Um, the only other thing I could think that I could possibly enjoy more than what I do is like something with dogs.
Mm,
Like maybe having like a rescue,
yeah, that would
which
be
would
cool.
that would make you zero money. It's the opposite
Yeah.
of making money. Maybe
Yeah,
something like that I could see.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I was thinking about the other day about how much I would love, and I've talked about this before. I don't know if I've talked about it on here, but I don't think I've talked about it on here before. But how much I would love training young athletes. Like, I feel like that's where I should go because I would
Oh
really
yeah.
enjoy doing that. And I also feel like there's a need in my, just in general, because like you were talking about the other day, in person training, they don't always know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's a need in that reason, for that reason. But I also think in my area, I don't know anybody who does that, that trains young athletes. Um, but I think that would be really fun. And I've heard people go to gyms where they had like an athlete and they're like, okay, you're going to run over here and you're going to do this thing. And then you're going to go over to here. And they have them like do all these things and like do a bunch of box jumps and then pushing like flipping a tire and then doing this. And it's like, but why did they have you do this? Like, what was the reason? And
Yeah.
usually if you ask that person, they're probably not going to have one. Right.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's no real structure. And I don't think people actually, there are a
Yeah,
lot of
but
people who are
that
really good at it.
you started it off by saying like if money was no object and you could do anything, what would it be? But what you just said is there's probably a lot of money in that.
Yeah. But I would have to, there is.
You wouldn't have to do a whole lot. Maybe get a more specialized training, but maybe not. I mean, even I think
Yeah.
even just being a personal trainer is enough for you to do that. But you could get something that like certifies you as a.
I have, and I've never finished it, but I should. I have the CPPS training from Joe DeFranco, and there's a lot of that stuff in there, and
You
that would
should
be really
100%.
helpful.
I think you
Yeah,
should 100% steer your train in that direction and go full throttle. I think you'd be
yeah,
excellent at that, and I think there's a high need for it. We've talked about this before, about how there's a really high need for stuff like that, and when it comes to their kids, like people want to do
they're
whatever they
willing
need
to
to do.
actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they don't know exactly what it is. Like a lot of people have the misconception that if they want their kid to be better at soccer, they need to play more soccer or they just need to strength train in general, but they don't know what that means or what to do. So they think they just need to get them a personal trainer. Like no, if you could very clearly outline this is why this is so important and this is how it can get your kid to excel to the next level,
yeah,
dude, that would be awesome.
yeah. And I think so. If you bring them to just a regular personal trainer, they might just bring them through a generic workout. And if you bring them to somebody who's like, "Oh, I train athletes," they're going to make them just do this random circuit that doesn't mean anything. And I think it's like somewhere in between. Like,
Exactly.
strength is important. Like, strength is the foundation. You need to get stronger first before everything else because it's the foundation of all of everything else. And then other thing is like at the beginning, don't mix things together. Don't mix your strength and your
No.
cardio because you're not going to get much of either of them if you're doing them together. You want to do them separately. So get stronger on it. So if you just strength train, you get much stronger than if you're combining it with your cardio. And then you can do more sports specific things. And like the way you would train Like the way you would train a linebacker for football is going to be a lot different than the way you're going to train a wide receiver for football, right? Because they do different things. So a linebacker, most football plays are only like 5 seconds, like 5 to 10 seconds. It's like
Yeah.
5 to 10 seconds of all out,
Yeah.
whatever, and then you have, it depends, because it depends on what the quarterback in the offense is doing. Are they going to do like a high, like are they trying to snap the ball quickly and tire the defense out? Because sometimes they do that where they don't even huddle and they go right to it, the next to tire the defense out, so they can't sub it out. But that's a little more rare. Normally you have like 20 seconds or something, depending, in between each play. So it's going to be like 5 seconds to 10 seconds of all out intensity, and then you get like 20-second rest. So it's kind of similar to hit in a way, right?
Yeah.
Um, but with like very short periods of intensity. But something like a linebacker, like something like, okay, the play starts, let's say it's a running play, somebody's going to try to block you, right? You have to shed that blocker, run to whoever has the ball, try to tackle them, and that's basically your job as a
Yeah.
linebacker, right? So your training should be something like that. So maybe it's like pushing a sled
Mm-hmm.
for a certain amount of distance, then you're running from the sled to like a tire and you're flipping it. And it would
Mm-hmm.
take you like less than 10 seconds to do that, something like that. Whereas a wide receiver, you're not going to put them through that same drill. You're going to have them, running, like they're
Yeah.
mostly like running routes and things. They're not having to tackle people or all that. So having the athletes do the same thing and doing this stupid circuit, it's like, but
Yeah.
why? Why are you
Yeah,
having them do
exactly.
that? Does that make
Dude,
sense?
I think this is your calling.
Yeah, I would like it. It
Like
would be so
starting
much
now.
fun too to see like an athlete like get better and then go to their games or whatever and watch them play and like have people to root for, and I would love it.
Why are you still here? Why are you still on this podcast sitting in this chair? Like go make this happen
I think
right now.
I want to, once we get to our property, because I have more space. Like it would be really hard where, I mean, I could do like strength training here, but having them, I want like my big space to be able to do a lot of
Start by
stuff.
making that stupid guide I had the idea for.
Yeah,
Remember?
I should. I've already started writing or like typing a bunch of stuff for
You
it.
should, like, because that at least, like, if you feel like you don't have a lot of space to actually implement or whatever, you could start by getting everything out and creating like things that you could work off of, but also something that you could sell,
Yeah,
you know? If I were you, that's where I'd put like a lot of your energy and focus, because that sounds like, yeah, right up your alley.
I think I would like that. Even though
Yeah.
I'm old, like by the time I'm due, I'm gonna be like 40-year-old starting doing that, you know?
Who cares?
I
Yeah.
don't know. Do young people, they're like, this old lady is telling me what to do.
Uh, I think you can convince people of anything as long as you say it in the right way.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, anyway.
All right, I've just two questions and then then we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
This person said, I have heard that it's better to do cardio after lifting. Why and how much?
Uh it's better to do after lifting because you want to save your energy for lifting, or use the, like, you're going to be tired if you do it first by the time you get to your lifting. But I know we kind of had a discussion on this before. I would say it's, if your main goal is something to do with like cardio in any way, then you would do it first. So if you're somebody who's just trying to get in shape, then I would do it after your workout.
Yeah.
If you're
And if
like
it's like, you could even do 20 minutes of like, if you're going to be on the elliptical or something and you're just going to be going just
yeah,
for the sake of doing it, then you could do cardio before lifting, because you could see it as like an extended warm up, and that could work. But
it
yeah,
could.
the main thing is making sure that the all of your reserved energy is for lifting, so you can actually use heavy loads and progressively overload. Whereas if you tire yourself out before, you're not going to not going to be able to do that.
Yeah. And how long? It depends on so many things. Your
Oh, so many
goals,
things.
whatever.
Yeah.
You don't even have to do it every day. It's so many.
Yeah.
20
I'll
minutes
hear this.
can be good.
Even just so, I have heard that it's better to do cardio after lifting. Why? That question in itself is easy to answer. But
Hmm.
then they added on, and how much? And that little add on right there tells me that they think, because I see this all the time, people will say, oh, I heard you're supposed to do cardio after lifting. So I have to make sure I budget an hour and a half every day at the gym because I have to do cardio after lifting. I'm like, no, that's not what that means. You don't have to do cardio at all or after. It's just if you're going to do it on the same day, you should do it
Yeah.
after. But people are like, oh, I have to do lifting and then cardio. Like it's
Yeah.
very much like simplifying. It's like, and as soon as she says, and how much, I'm like, well, I mean, cheesy pizza. Like what a loaded question. There isn't an amount. Like it's just that if you're going to do cardio, do it after, but also how much is like, well, what's your goal and why and how often are you doing it? And there's just so many
Yeah.
questions in order to determine that. The second one is I'm feeling frustrated 2 months into lifting heavy and consistently, and my butt is lifted, but still pretty flat. What am I doing wrong? Should I repeat the question?
No, I think I heard 2 months of lifting.
Yes.
Butt has lifted, but still flat.
Yeah.
I mean, the lifting, that's a good sign. You're working on it, right?
Yeah.
It's only been 2 months. It's not a long time.
Exactly.
So you haven't had enough time. If you really, I mean, I don't know what her diet's like. If you really want to grow that, you're going to have to eat some food. You're going to have to eat more probably.
Definitely. And 2 months is an incredibly short amount of time.
Yes.
Incredibly short amount of time. Not to mention, it probably takes just 1 month or 2 months to, she says, lifting heavy. It takes a month or two for somebody who's new to lifting to even know what that actually means. To learn the proper form and know what lifting heavy actually means.
Yeah.
I would say the actual progress wouldn't even start until 2 to 3 months.
No, the
right?
first month is just learning how to lift in general, just like the form and everything.
Yep. And then what does heavy actually mean and how to progress that? And there's like your journey has just begun, and people will do this a lot where they'll start strength training and be like 2 or 3 months later, be like, I'm so frustrated. I'm not seeing the results I thought I would. Like strength training is you're committing for the long haul. This is not something where you're going to get quick results from.
No.
This is something where we're asking you to commit to the idea of strength training forever and then see this changes slowly happen. I would say this person shouldn't be comparing photos any less than 6 months. And then I would even say up to a year, 2 years, and then yearly, like really comparing that difference.
Yeah. And then they maybe one day will have traps like yours.
Do they? I have notes in front of me. Do my traps look good?
Yeah, they do.
Somebody told me that on my client call. My client call yesterday. Is it? Because I always wear this, so I'm like, and the light's always the same. And now it's been twice. Yesterday, a client said it to. I just once, then twice. I put my middle finger up by accident. Yeah, my client said that to me yesterday on our client call. She was like, "Your traps look really good."
Yeah, it's impressive.
Thanks.
Yeah,
trying to. I don't know how to flare them. How do people do that? It's probably my awesome pull-ups.
That's what it is. Yeah. Coming for you.
Oh, I thought you said common for you.
Common
which is also true. It's very common for me to be awesome at pull-ups.
No.
But what you said was that you're coming.
I'm coming for you.
Coming for me. I want to see your overhand. I need a direct comparison.
Okay.
Why are you scared? Why are you scared? Why?
Why am I scared? I'm not scared.
Yeah.
I just felt like doing underhand that day.
Yeah. Every video you've sent me has been underhand, and I always comment, do overhand.
Do you?
Almost always. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I will do it. I can't do it today because I just did it yesterday. And I don't like to do it. I don't know. Maybe I can try.
It was funny because this morning the main lift or whatever was weighted pull-ups. So I do them without weight, obviously first, and then I add the weight. But I was setting up my camera and Donovan was just watching me. And right before I hit play, I went, Laura did 8 yesterday. And then I just hit record, not play. I hit record. He was like, oh, yeah? You let her get away with that? No, not going to let her get away with that.
You can, I know you can do more than me. I'm not trying to, I already know you can beat me right now.
Well, in my mind, when I finished them and I did that 9th, I don't know, that didn't even count. I mean, when I went back and you watched, your 8th actually was a full 8th. But that 9th was like a frog hop 9th. So in my mind, I was like, we're equal. I was like, I just did 8 and she did 8.
But I did underhand. You did overhand.
I didn't realize that. I went back and watched the video. I was like, oh shit, those are chin-ups.
I'm almost positive I can do 8 overhand, like regular pull-ups. But because I've done 7 and it was when I was training, and I'm not trying to go to failure. I was like trying to leave 1 or 2 in the tank. So I think I had another one in me that day. I've done that a couple times, but I'm like, when I say I can do 8 is probably my max, it's like on a good day where everything is perfect.
Yeah, I know.
I haven't eaten that much yet. There's not a lot of weight on me right now.
Yeah.
Like but I ate enough the day before, so I have energy. I'm in the right part of my cycle. I'm like, everything, I slept well, all the things have to be there.
All the stars are aligned.
Yeah, for me to do 8.
Yeah.
So I did 8 underhand, but
okay. Well, I'll just have to go do some. I'll have to go do some underhand and see how many I can do. Chin up style.
I'll try to do 8 right after this, maybe.
Okay.
And then if you don't get a video, it's like F this.
No, I want to see it no matter what. No matter what.
Because sometimes I'll start doing it and it will be like, I don't want to do this. So I'll do like 6 and I'm like, I'm done. I have more in me, but I don't want to.
Whatever. Lame. All right. Good pod. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this, please leave us a comment, leave us a 5-star review. We would appreciate it so much, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Bye.